Very good.
My Lords, I've received a wonderful birthday present on the 26th of November, the budget, with taxes going up by £26.6 billion on top of the £40 billion that we had last year, leading to 38% of GDP, the highest level that we have known. The UK economy growth rate has averaged 1.5% since 2024. Inflation, which was 1.7% in 2024 September, is now 3.8%. And I was president of CBI, and our chief executive, Ray Newton-Smith, said the Chancellor's scattergun approach to tax risks leaving the economy stuck in neutral. And the good news is the government has listened to this House and the Employment Rights Bill. They've said that they will have a 6-month period as opposed to day one, which I think is not as good as 2 years, but at least the government has listened. There's greater complexity, Deloitte noting 88 new tax measures. The IOD did a survey of business leaders. 80% feel negatively about the autumn budget, up from 67% after the 2024 budget. I'm a trustee of Policy Exchange who described the budget as a transition budget. And then there was a surprisingly positive article from Ambrose Evans Pritchard in The Telegraph in defence of Reeves, the future is not so scary. And he says that public investment has averaged 1.6% of GDP since the late 70s, as against 3% of our peers, or 4% for more stellar outperformers. Now, Labour is raising it even more to 2.6% of GDP. We need that investment desperately. And he also says that productivity is about to soar in advanced companies open to AI diffusion. And we have in the UK the world's third largest AI industry by a wide margin and the data centre capital of Europe. And we're a very innovative country. The WPI Global Innovation Index places us 6th in the world. The IMF says the AI could boost productivity by 1.5% a year if fully adopted. And the French Artificial Intelligence Commission says AI is not just an incremental efficiency gain in how we do things, it vaults to another level. Would the Minister agree with this? I'm chair of the International Chamber of Commerce, the ICC UK, the largest business organisation in the world with 45 million businesses. There was no mention of trade in this budget whatsoever. And that's surprising because trade amounts to 60% of the UK economy. We can invest in digital public infrastructure. We should invest in digital trade because companies doing that cut costs by 80%, improve productivity by 60%. And I've just returned from speaking at the B20 in Johannesburg before the G20, and I was a co-chair of the Digital Task Force, and we've managed to persuade the G20 governments to invest in public digital infrastructure. My Lords, UK hospitality made this point. Many parliamentarians understood from the Chancellor's statement that the budget would ease pressure on high business rates. But the reality, would the Minister acknowledge, that this when the relief falls away, there's actually a huge increase in the rates. And the BBPA, and my old, as a founder of Cobra Beer, both small and medium-sized pubs will see substantial increases in their rates bills, driven by higher rateable values applied to only slightly lower multipliers. Would the Noble Lord the Minister agree this? Many pubs are facing increased bills. And my Lords, I conclude. Brent Hoberman, my friend of Founders Forum, he has said that the Chancellor promised to listen to UK entrepreneurs, and this budget was a first step towards delivering on this promise, whether it's the EMI scheme reform, scale-up finance, tax relief for companies listing in the UK. This is really good news that the government is listening. And there's no exit tax, as was mentioned. The British Business Bank will deploy £5 billion in growth stage funds, listing reforms with stamp duty relief. This is fantastic. And there's going to be a review for what more can be done to entrepreneurs. I'm so glad the government wants to talk to us, listen to us, because we're ready to help. These are steps in the right direction. And I would quote Brent Hoberman, we need to think bigger, bolder, longer term, backing our most ambitious entrepreneurs to drive economic growth.